Burn and brew with Coven true, and glory shall be thine.
Hey friends, it's Jasmine, and I hope that you all are doing well. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me and this channel. It really means a lot to me. And if this is your first time here, hi. I'm Jasmine. I am a practicing witch and I talk about it here on the internet. So if traditional folkloric witchcraft is kind of your thing, that's very much what I'm into. But I talk about other stuff here as well. All of my links are going to be down below in the description if you want to check me out elsewhere. Today's video is going to be kind of more like a video essay, if you will, where I'm going to be touching on some topics that I think are cool and relevant to traditional craft and my practice that I just want to have dialogue about. So without any further ado, we're just going to jump right into it now.
The question of whether witches are born or made is a topic of much debate and varies depending on the cultural and historical context. Various craft traditions see this often as an integral part of their foundational lore. Starting with born, some traditions and beliefs hold that witches are born with innate magical abilities or a natural affinity for witchcraft. This idea is often tied to the concept of hereditary witches, where magical abilities are passed down through family lines. This idea suggests that it is within our very bones, our red soul. Made. Other traditions believe that anyone can become a witch through proper study, practice, and dedication. This perspective emphasizes the importance of learning spells, rituals, and magical knowledge to become proficient in witchcraft. Similar to learning any trade, such as welding or hairstyling. While some folks may possess more of a natural affinity, it is not impossible to pick up a study of a trade skill. That being said, I know for myself, I struggled a lot in math while excelling in history and English. I believe that this can apply to this theory of born versus made as well. Just because I'm able to pursue becoming a mathematician doesn't mean I would make for a very good one. In modern practices, it's a combination of both. People might have a natural inclination or interest in witchcraft, but still require study and practice to develop those skills fully. After all, witchcraft, while a religion, is also a practice. We are witches both as a noun, but also as a verb. Looking to Scottish folklore. In Scotland, there are tales of families known for magical abilities, where witchcraft is believed to have been inherited. These hereditary witches were thought to pass down their powers through generations, often teaching their children the secrets of their craft. In English folklore, similar beliefs existed. Some families were reputed to have witchcraft running through their blood. These witches were seen as having a natural, magical ability from birth, which were often nurtured and developed through family traditions and teachings. In Irish folklore, there are stories of fairy doctors or wise women who were believed to be born with special gifts. These individuals were thought to have innate connection to the supernatural world, granting them abilities that others did not possess. Their skills were often attributed to their lineage and were passed down through generations. These examples from European folklore highlight the belief that some witches are indeed born with their magical abilities, inheriting their powers from their bloodline. There are other examples in other cultures as well, and I encourage you to take a look at those for yourself. Let's look to some examples of witches being born witches. Being born a witch means that a person is believed to have inherent magical abilities or a natural connection to witchcraft from birth. or possibly even past lives. This concept is found in various cultures and lore, and it often includes the following aspects. 1. Inherited abilities. Some traditions hold that magical abilities can be passed down through family lines. If a person is born into a family of witches, they will inherit these abilities naturally. 2. A sign at birth. Folklore often includes specific signs or omens that indicate a child is born a witch. Now, these might include unusual birthmarks, being born with a caul, a membrane covering the head, or other unique characteristics observed at birth. This idea was also used in trials with the concept of the witch's mark, which can apply to witches being made, as some lore suggests the mark was also given to the witch by the devil, suggesting the witch being made by the Dark Lord. But we'll talk about witches being made later. 3. Natural affinity. A person born a witch may show natural affinity for magical practices, such as an intuitive understanding of spells, rituals, or a strong connection to nature and the elements. 4. Destiny or fate. In some beliefs, being born a witch is seen as a destiny or fate. The individual is thought to have preordained roles in the magical or spiritual world, often identified by prophetic dreams or visions. Overall, being born a witch means that the individual possesses innate magical abilities or a natural inclination towards witchcraft. Familial inheritance, birth signs, or a destined role are all key aspects in this narrative. Let's look at some examples of witches being made. Now, being made a witch generally refers to the process by which a person acquires magical abilities or becomes recognized as a witch. This is similar to the concept of a made man or someone being initiated into a group or order, thus granting them power and influence. This concept varies across different cultures and folklore, but it does involve initiation, learning, or making a form of pact. And here are some key aspects. 1. Initiation. In many traditions, a person becomes a witch through a formal initiatory ceremony. This might involve rituals, oaths, and symbolic acts that mark the individual's entry into the world of witchcraft. 2. Training. Some folklore suggests that individuals become witches by studying magical texts, learning spells, and practicing rituals, which often involves mentorship or apprenticeship under an experienced witch who passes down that knowledge. 3. Pacts. In certain beliefs, becoming a witch involves making a pact with a supernatural entity, such as the devil or various other demons or imps. This pact often includes promises or sacrifices in exchange for magical powers. 4. Cultural practices. In some cultures, being made a witch can also simply mean being recognized by the community as having special abilities, often through signs, dreams, or other magical experiences. Overall, being made a witch signifies the transformation from simply ordinary to magical, often through a combination of initiation, learning, and supernatural contracts. In English folklore, it was believed that witches could be made through a pact with the devil. This pact often involved a formal ceremony where the individual would renounce their Christian faith, possibly through a black baptism, swear their allegiance to the devil, who would then grant them magical powers. This is a common theme in many witch trials from the 16th and 17th centuries. In German folklore, there are stories of individuals who become witches by attending the witches' Sabbath, a nocturnal gathering where witches would meet to worship the devil, engage in magical rituals. New witches were often initiated at these gatherings, receiving their powers through the rituals performed there. And in Scottish folklore, the idea of witches being made was also prevalent. It was believed that individuals could become witches by learning spells and incantations from an existing witch. This often involved a period of apprenticeship where the new witch would be taught the inner secrets of the craft. In Italian folklore, particularly Tuscany, there are tales of the streghe, who were made through the study of ancient magical texts and grimoires. These texts contain spells, rituals, and instructions for invoking supernatural powers. Aspiring witches would study these texts and perform the rituals to gain abilities. Recently, I made a video about the witch blood origin lore, where I mentioned Aradia. I highly suggest that you check out that video as it does relate to this topic. These examples demonstrate how the concept of becoming a witch through initiation, learning, or making pacts is a reoccurring theme in folklore across Europe. Now, just for funsies, let's look into some pop culture references. In American lore and just popular culture, there are several examples of witches being either born or made. Here are some notable ones. Number 1, Sabrina Spellman in the TV series Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, and it's more true to the original comic reboot, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Sabrina is born into a family of witches. Her magical abilities are inherited through her family line. Number 2, the Owen sisters. In the novel Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman and the movie adaptation, the Owen sisters are born into a family of witches. Their magical abilities pass down through generations. Let's look at Tituba in Arthur Miller's play The Crucible. Tituba is a slave who is accused of practicing witchcraft, and although her character is based on a real person involved in the Salem witch trial, the play portrays her as being initiated into witchcraft through rituals involving the devil. Sanderson sisters. In the movie Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters are depicted as witches who gained their powers through a combination of learning spells and making pacts with dark forces. These examples illustrate the diverse ways in which witches can be portrayed as either born or made with magical abilities, acquiring them through various means, reflecting a rich tapestry of folklore and storytelling. Thanks for tuning in to today's discussion on whether witches are born or made. We've explored fascinating examples from lore, literature, and pop culture, each offering unique perspectives on this age-old craft debate. Whether you believe that witchcraft is an inherited gift or a skill that can be learned, one thing is clear: the lore of witches continues to captivate the imaginations. Comment down below if you enjoyed this style of video essay, and what topics would you like me to cover in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a magical moment. What are your thoughts? Are witches born or made? I look forward to further discussion in the comments below.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you like this style of video, let me know and I'll keep making them. If you liked this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more of me, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, friends, blessed be, and I will see you in hell. Bye.
Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Circle sewn with fate, unlock thy hidden